What if I told you success in real estate isn't actually about being lucky? It's about math. Not complicated math, not spreadsheets and algorithms, just simple, predictable numbers that almost no agent ever sees. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. See, one of the biggest shifts in my entire business, it happened the day that I stopped relying on hope and I started relying on numbers. See, here's the truth. Most agents in this industry are running their entire business on emotion. They feel busy when the phone rings and they feel broke when it doesn't. They have a great month and think, man, I got this thing all figured out. Then the next month, the deals all dry up and they're right back to questioning everything. Guys, that is exhausting because when you don't have predictable input, obviously you can't have predictable output. But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if you had a system that was feeding the top of your funnel every single day? If you had between 80 to 120 inbound opportunities coming in every month, not cold calls, not begging referrals, but real people raising their hand online and starting the conversation with you. See, that's where the math changes everything. Let me break it down so it's crystal clear. Out of those 80 to 120 inbound opportunities a month, you're not closing all of them. Not even close. About 30% will engage in a real conversation. That's roughly 25 to 35 conversations a month. Inside those conversations, around 5 to 7 will be strong, motivated, real timing, real intent. And from those 5 to 7 strong conversations, you'll typically close 1 to 3 transactions a month. That's the formula. Not magic, not luck, no hustle and grind until you burn out, just math. Now here's where most agents get it wrong. They look at 100 leads and say, okay, I need every one of those to close. And when they don't, they assume the system is broken. But the system isn't broken. Their expectations are. Look, you're not supposed to close every lead. You're supposed to talk to enough people that the right ones rise to the top naturally. That's how predictable income actually works. And here's the part nobody talks about. When you finally have consistent input, your entire mindset changes. You stop chasing, you stop pressuring, you stop forcing bad fit clients into a deal because you need the commission. You start operating from confidence instead of scarcity. And ironically, you close more because clients can feel the difference between an agent who's begging for the deal and an agent who's calmly walking them through a process. See, most agents will never experience this because they're trying to close deals without ever feeding the top of that funnel. They're betting their entire month on one open house, one Zillow call, one referral that may or may not even show up. That is not a business model. That's a coin flip. But once you see the math and you have a system that delivers consistent opportunities, everything shifts. You're not stressed about next month because you already know what next month looks like. You're not depending on luck because the numbers are doing the heavy lifting. You're not surviving in real estate. You're building something predictable. So if you've been guessing your way through this, through the entire business real estate, running deal to deal and hoping that next month is better than the last, maybe it's time to stop relying on hope and start running the numbers that actually create consistency. Here's how it works. We run a live Zoom every Thursday from 12 to 1 p.m. Central. That's 10 to 11 Pacific or 1 to 2 Eastern. On that call, you'll hear directly from my business partner, Jay, top 1% real estate agents in all of North America. He even peaked at 531 transactions in a year. Walks you through exactly how the funnel pilot system works from top to bottom, every piece of how those opportunities get generated and how they get converted. The back half of the call, Jay brings on his implementation team, the same people who would actually be working alongside you if you decide Funnel Pilot is a fit for your business. Now, I want to be straight with you about how this all works. The reason agents are able to plug into Funnel Pilot with no out-of-pocket costs, no referral fees, no commission splits is because they partner with us at eXp Realty. That's the model. And if joining a new brokerage isn't something you're even open to right now, I'd rather you know that going into this than feel ambushed 30 minutes into the call. But the good news is, even if eXp isn't a fit for you, I do have a separate funnel solution I can walk you through. Walk you through one-on-one or bring someone else to walk you through. It's not the same system, but it works and it still helps you build consistency in your business. So either way, you've got a path forward. If you'd like to just see how it all works, simply reply yes. I'll personally get the details and save you a seat on the next Zoom.